All right. We're going to start today. I thought it'd be fun to start with a quick history lesson when it comes to kitchens and where they've been. We'll go back all the way back to the early 1900s, where I don't think any of us were around then, but we probably have some grandparents that might have been. Uh, Back then, kitchens were really simple. You've got a freestanding sink, a standalone sink. These are actually back in vogue now. You would have a wood burning or coal burning, or if you were really fortunate, an electric oven, but no cabinetry, no counters, really, really simple rooms, separate from the rest of the living area. Interestingly, this is when the work triangle was invented, was back in the 1920s. A woman named Lillian Gilbreth, who was an engineer and a psychologist, invented the kitchen work triangle. I thought that was kind of interesting because the work triangles, everyone knows basically what a kitchen work triangle is. If you don't, we're going to talk about it in a minute. You move into the 40s, still no cabinetry as we experience it today, but you started to see some of these metal or wood painted cabinets. So you're starting to see more kitchen storage, starting to look more like a kitchen that we would see today, but still pretty broken up.
It looks like a play kitchen almost.
It does look like,
Yeah.
it does look like a Lego play kitchen.
Yeah.
A Barbie play kitchen.
Like those little kitchens.
These things can all be moved around in separate bits and pieces. Then we move on into, the 50s and the 60s is really when kitchens became kitchens. These are the kinds of kitchens that we know today. For a long, long time, from the 50s, I would say all the way up until probably early 2000s, kitchens didn't really change. I have a house that was built in 59. My kitchen looks I think I had these exact same pine cabinets, or I did before I remodeled them. People in Tallahassee are probably very, very familiar with these pine cabinets. Originally they're site built, so you couldn't order cabinets. So you would deliver a bunch of plywood and wood to a job site, and the carpenter would build cabinets. So a lot of the design was left up to the carpenter, or left up to the builder. But you see this kitchen starts to have it has a semblance of a work triangle. We don't know where the fridge is. In the 60s, 70s, we started to see open plan kitchens became popular. Manufactured cabinets became a thing. So now you could order pre-made cabinets, but you couldn't order them just one kitchen at a time. You had to order a truckload of cabinets. So lumber yards would order truckloads of cabinets, have them in the lumber yard, and then you would buy directly from the lumber yard. So not a lot of choices, not a lot of options, but kind of like back in the day with Ford, you can have any color you want as long as it's black. That's kind of what those truckload cabinets were like. Then in the 70s, 80s, 90s, now you start to see cabinets sold by the kitchen. And this is when individual showrooms start to pop up. Now kitchen design becomes a little more of a thing. Designers start to become a little more of a thing. Styles are evolving. And then we get into the late 90s, early 2000s, and a super important thing happens. HDTV gets launched. And HDTV, love it or hate it, changed everything. Because now everyone had access to design ideas from all over the world, and all over the country. And everyone's understanding of what was possible and what they liked and didn't like really exploded. So this, sort of began the golden era of real custom kitchen design. Semi-custom cabinetry started to become a thing. These cabinets, back when they were sold by the truckload, or even the 80s and 90s, they're what we call stock cabinets. They come in 3-inch increments, a 15, an 18, a 21. Semi-custom cabinetry, today comes in 1/4-inch increments. So it's almost custom cabinetry. It's very easy to design a kitchen with that type of cabinetry. Now, when you come into, did my slide not change? When you get in today, most showrooms are selling semi-custom cabinetry. It's really your lower cost, sort of lower end cabinets that are still stock. Some of your ready to assemble cabinets from China are still stock sizes. But most of your better showrooms are doing semi-custom, or custom. Custom is still a thing. I think today, semi-custom cabinetry has gotten so good that it competes with custom at a very, very high level. You got today, homeowners obviously know a lot more what they want and what they like because of things like HGTV and now all kinds of things. So yeah, anyway, pretty interesting little history of the United States, history of cabinetry, at least in the United States.